Welcome to Inside Ag from Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture. I'm Shelby Varner. There is a newer office at Kansas State University that is funded by a grant from the National Institute of Food and Agriculture. This office is called the Office of Farm and Ranch Transition, and the director of it, Ashlee Westerhold, is here today to talk about it. Thank you, Ashlee, for joining us today.
Thank you, Shelby.
To kind of get us started, can you share about what the purpose of this office is?
So the purpose of the Office of Farm and Ranch Transition is to help those who are looking at transitioning the farm to the next generation. This could be a person who is just now thinking about what will this next generation look like? How do we incorporate them into the farm today to get them ready to be the manager, owner, operator in the future? Another part of this office is helping people who do not have that next generation wanting to come back to the farm in finding them a suitable candidate to be their successor. So this office is really for those people who want the farm to continue as a farm and have families on that farm in the future. We saw the need to have resources like this in Kansas, where there have been resources in other states, surrounding states, revolved around succession planning and transition planning. And we thought that this would be a really good program to have for Kansas producers, especially because of the big transitioning that we are seeing with that baby boomer generation and who's going to come in after them, especially in agriculture. And agriculture is not an easy job. And so more and more kids are getting off-farm jobs or going into bigger cities with more amenities and not really thinking that the farm is an opportunity for them. And so we find that this office is here to serve Kansas, what Kansas stands for, which is agriculture, and helping those farmers transfer to that next generation.
Sounds like you guys have a lot of different cool things happening in the office. What does the process look like of you connecting with that farmer and helping them connect with someone else if they're looking to transition that farm?
The office takes initial consultations, is what we call it, which means that you schedule an appointment with the director of the office. We determine what your needs are. What are your goals? Where are you in this process right now of transitioning the farm? And depending on where you are in that process, there are many different things that we have at our fingertips. So we use some local attorneys that we know. We use the Kansas Ag Mediation Services for legal service questions. We have mediation through Kansas Ag Mediation Services. We also use a lot of tools of goal setting and then looking at financial analysis. There's a farm analyst program that is in Kansas, and we use the farm analysts to kind of look at where is the farm today, and then where does it need to be to incorporate that next generation. And so we have a multifaceted approach. It just depends on the needs of where the farm family is currently. We do a lot of goal setting, understanding what goals are realistic and attainable, really getting them just to think outside the box. So maybe a trust isn't right for you. Maybe an LLC would fit better that situation. But we kind of just talk through a lot of scenarios, what would be your dream scenario, and how to get you as close as possible to that. And so we use a lot of things at our fingertips. Like I said, a lot of professionals that we know and that you know around the state, and just helping you have more fruitful conversations with those professionals as well. So we are trying to give people the tools to when they meet with a lawyer and an accountant, they can ask the right questions and making sure that their goals are being met by the services that those professionals are providing. And so really the first way we, again, get into contact with farmers is they reach out to us, they call my office, or they set up an appointment on our website, and you are able to have that initial conversation with me for free. And we decide where should we go going forward, who should we involve, and what that process looks like for the future. Every farm family is different. There are similar issues, but they're unique to that farm. And so the process of moving forward will be different based on your different situation.
A lot happening to hopefully make that transition and help continue agriculture. If someone has already stepped into the agriculture position but is kind of lost, are you able to help them with learning?
Yes, so the office provides beginning farmer and rancher training. Right now, we are teaming up with our beginning farmer rancher trainings that are already happening inside our department. So Robin Reed and an extension economist in Lavelle Windsor, they already have finances on the farm class, and they have risk management courses online already that new producers or beginning farmers and ranchers or even existing farmers and ranchers can access. People like Dan O'Brien do grain marketing classes. So right now for our beginning farmer and rancher training, I am a hub of information where I get you into those training courses, or I help you understand which courses you need. And we just put you in already developed courses that you can access today. And then from there, we are going to move into a class on campus for students who are interested in going back to the family farm. And so it's a returning to the farm course that will be on K-State campus. We are looking at making it an extension course, returning to the farm, so that we can reach out to all those students that are also in junior colleges interested in returning to the farm, and also students who are going to different trade schools that would not be on K-State campus. And so we're in the works of that. But again, there's already so many great classes for beginning farmers and ranchers that have been provided at K-State that I am here to help you decide which ones to take and why you should take them.
A lot of great resources definitely coming together to make this office successful. How has this office been received from people in the farming community?
I did a 1-minute interview with Eric Atkinson over on Ag Today. And I did that probably within the first month that I started. With that 1-minute interview, I had 6 phone calls after it was aired, and people were saying, we've wanted something like this for the last 20 years. We have been waiting for an office like this. And so I am excited that people are excited that I am here and that this office has opened, and I feel it has been well received. I do think that we as Kansas State need to work together and make sure that we're cohesive, especially because we have the Kansas Ag Mediation Services, we have my office, we have regular extension, and all of these players work together in our office and are able to come together to serve you in this transition period. And so this office is a bridge between all these pieces and extension to help transition the farm to the next generation.
If those people are thinking about what the transition is going to look like, but per se they're not really ready to give up their operation, is it ever too early to start thinking about what the transition may look like?
No, so I tell people they never have to give up their farm. They do have to allow that next generation to start making decisions. But even if you are 40 and you still do not know if you're going to own the farm outright someday from your dad who's 70, planning for your kids who might be in their teens and telling them, hey, if you think the farm is in your future, we need to think about what should we do today to plan for that. So a story that I was told that I think is so interesting is that a dad had a son and a daughter, and he knew that his son would want to come back to the farm one day, but he knew his daughter did not. And so what he did was say, okay, the son will be getting an inheritance of the farm and the farm assets later down the line. He has many years before he will ever see those assets. What can I do today to help my daughter get a start in life that I did to help my son get into farming? So I saw the story of this dad buying his daughter's first house or having that mortgage on that first house because he said, she will realize some of her inheritance before, and so she is not as hurt if her brother gets the farm in the future. There's other things at play too. If you think about if you are a younger person, Do you have life insurance? There's farm accidents that happen almost every day. Having that life insurance policy to help keep the farm alive if you were to pass. Even older generations taking out life insurance on that younger generation, because that is the future of the farm. So there are many different ways that you can prepare today for something that will happen 20 years in the future. And again, if you really think keeping the farm and the family is very important for you, instilling that is an opportunity for them in their future is something that I highly encourage, because some farm kids, they go away for college and they never thought that there was an opportunity to come back. And then it might be too late if they're in their career for a very long time and dad asks them to come back. So just there's ways to plan today for the future.
For those who want to start planning, what's the first step that they should take?
So I would say realizing that you need to take the first step is the first step. Secondly, I would say my office is a phone call away. I would just call to start discussing these things out loud. I know that I talked to a couple of farm families here and they said, "Are you a counselor? Because I feel like I just gave you all of my anxiety in talking about this to you." And I think that is something beautiful, that I am able to be here to talk to about these very personal things that mean so much to the farmers and ranchers. I mean, you farm and ranch for a reason and you love it just as you love your children. And I think it's really great when we start to think about the future, and I am here to help you and be a listening ear. And so if you have any interest in wanting to talk about this subject, just call me and we can set up a time to talk. And there's no obligations with that first phone call at all. And so just give me a call and we can talk.
So what is that phone number or even a web address they can look up more information at?
You could call me at 785-532-4526, or you can look up our address and set up an initial consultation. And that is www.agcansitions.org. So www.agcansitions.org.
Awesome. Thank you, Ashlee, so much for taking the time to share about this amazing office that is there to help people in agriculture.
Thank you, Shelby.
That was the director of the Office of Farm and Ranch Transition, Ashlee Westerhold. If you're looking to get in contact with her or just find out more information about their services, you can go to www.agcansitions.org, or you can look on agmanager.info or give them a call at 785-532-4526. Again, that number is 785-532-4526. I'm Shelby Varner, and this has been Inside Ag from Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture.